Okay, I just unmuted myself. I will start from the beginning. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Winning Edge talk show. I am Vishwanath, your host. I'm a sports psychologist and a counselor. I have trained many state, national, and international athletes to improve their performance as far as competitive sports are concerned. I'm the author of the book Success Mantra in Sports, and this entire book is on the mental aspects of sports. Okay, to continue with the tradition on doing conversation with elite sports persons, I have with me two wonderful performers who achieved great heights in their chosen sport. Okay, let me welcome Mr. Vishwanath Bhaskar Ganiga onto the show. Welcome to the show, Vishwanath.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, now our second guest is Mr. Pradeep Kumar from Mangalore. And
Hi, sir.
I welcome Pradeep Kumar to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful. Incidentally, both these elite champions are from the western coast of Karnataka. One hails from Mangalore, and Mr. Vishwanath Ganiga hails from Kundapur on the western coast. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, whenever, as a common man, whenever we think of lifting a weight, the maximum I think we can do is about 50 kgs, depending on our age and on our strength. Beyond that, we find it very difficult. And sometimes people have tried to lift bigger weights and with wrong positions, and they've ended having slip disc. So lifting weights is not easy. But to the champions of our show this evening, lifting weights is child's play. They lift weights up to beyond 300 kgs at ease. Let's find out how they do it and what they did, how they trained themselves along the way. These two are great champions. They are good friends. They travel together for national level and international level competitions. So it's very nice to have both of them on the same show. So wonderful. Welcome, gentlemen, once again to the show. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Now, let me introduce the achievements of these great performers. Okay. Vishwanath Bhaskar, a champion weightlifter, powerlifter, I must say. Though both are same, they will explain to you how it differs. Powerlifters, he has been doing this powerlifting since his university, state, national, and competition days, and he has represented India in several international competitions. He used to work with SAP Lab, which is a part of the IT industry. He worked there for 5 years before calling it quits in order to dedicate fully to his for his first love, that is powerlifting. In appreciation for the way he built his body, his fans and his colleagues called him Macho Man. So, a Macho Man and the Hulk and Demigod, what are the names people used to call him? Okay. Vishwanath has won the Jerai Strongman of India on two occasions during 2016 and 2017 years. Okay. Now, he received the coveted Karnataka State Rajyotsava Award in the year 2019. And yes, and now to come to that, a tragic part of his journey. In the year 2018, he wanted to break the international record for lifting the record weight in dead weight category. But unfortunately, he met with an accident, and that had left him slightly impaired. He had his head injury, and he was not very normal at that time. But his determination, his challenge, and he recovered. And then from then on, he came back to powerlifting. And in the next year, he lifted a record weight of 327 kgs in the dead weight and created an international record. I think as we keep talking to him, he will explain more about what happened during that injury and that accident. Okay, Vishwanath has won 6 international medals, of which 3 golds and 1 silver have come in the Commonwealth powerlifting championships. Then he has won 27 gold medals and 5 silvers, 3 bronze in the national level championships, and has won many state level and university level championships prizes. Okay, now let me introduce our second guest of the show, Mr. Pradeep Kumar. He is from Mangalore, and he's running his own fitness center, which he calls as the Sadhguru Fitness and Sports Training Center, which is located at Ballal Bagh in Mangalore. Pradeep Kaur also hails from Mangalore. He has competed and won several awards at the university, state, national, and international level. He's been competing since 2015, and he has been awarded as the Karnataka Rajyotsava Award of the Dakshin Kannada district. Then he has won 12 international medals, of which 3 golds have come in the Commonwealth Powerlifting Championships. He claimed the bronze in Dubai Asian competition bench press category. He won the gold at Australia, you call it Oceania, I think so. Yeah, competition in Asian Oceania competition. He won the silver in the Hong Kong Asian Powerlifting and Bench Press Championships. In all, he has won 12 medals at the state and 21 medals at the national level competition. Both and Pradeep Kumar have made Karnataka and India proud. Once again, welcoming to the show. Let us continue with our discussion with these elite athletes. Okay. Now, first of all, congratulations to you, gentlemen, for all that you have achieved. So,
Thank you, sir.
This is only one step. There is much more to come. We expect more from you. Okay. Now, starting with Vishwanath Bhaskar, tell me about your early life, your family, where you came from, how did you take to powerlifting, and most important of all, we have heard that while you were at school, you were loading logs onto trucks so that you can earn some money so that you can support your family. So tell us about yourself, Vishwanath.
Yes, sir. Myself, as you are already explained, like what and all I achieved. Myself, Vishwanath Bhaskar. I am from a very small village called Balikere, which is in Kundapur Taluk. And I born in the year of 1992, January. After that, initially I was in Ballari. So because our dad had a bakery in Ballari, then after that, there was a loss in business. Then we had to shift to, again, our native Balikere. And again, I started going to school from there. But somewhere in the early age, I just wanted to be independent. So I don't know from where I got that idea. I started working in very small places. Initially I used to get to 20 rupees per day. But slowly, as I started going to the higher education, I'm started when I was in 5th standard. Then slowly when it comes to 10th standard, I needed more money because initially for school fees was less and books, all the accessory, whatever we used to take for the school, it was very less amount. But slowly that amount also requirement got increased. So I have to work more for the more money. So that's where one of my grandparent, he used to go for that cutting tree and loading into the trucks and all these things. So they used to give the 200 rupees. I got money from 20 to 200. It is almost 10 times more than the what salary I used to get in the early age. So I decided to go. I think somewhere I become strong there itself. So that was what led me into the powerlifting, I would say. But it was a very good experience as a young athlete. When I was in a college also, I was feeling I was stronger than other people because I used to work hard in the field. That is the only reason somewhere I wanted to do something in my sports career. Finally, I choose powerlifting, sir.
Okay. That was a natural way of getting strong. And
Perfect. True.
youngsters nowadays, very early age, they visit gyms. But you had a nature as your gym.
True.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Coming to Pradeep, coming same question to you. Tell us about your early life, how you got on to powerlifting, and if you have any incident to share, something that will interest us, you can go ahead and share that with us.
Hi, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
Pradeep.
so much for
Welcome.
this opportunity. And hi, Vishwanath.
Hi.
Actually, I born and brought up in Mukka. That's near NITK, Surathkal. It's only around 20 kilometers far from Mangalore city. It's like till 10th, like it went smoothly. And after once I passed 10th, then I was not able to continue my education. So I discontinued my education, and I used to go with my dad. My daddy was a carpenter. I used to work with him for 100 rupees a day daily. Then, but since even though I passed in 10th standard, I had to work with him for almost around 6 to 7 months. Then after that, even that job was temporary for him also. Then I worked worked in canteen, and I worked as a in what do you say, like some marble laying work, and I worked in this also, like early morning milk and newspaper. There also I worked and got some money, and I continued my education, PUC degree. I did my degree in Katil SDPT college. Then I did masters as well in Mangalore University, MBA. So till my BCom and MBA, I used to go for work early morning for newspaper and milk. I used to cover all the NITK, inside the NITK campus, all professors and lecturers campus. So I was earning for my studies. Then after that, I took my education loan for my post graduation MBA in Mangalore University. Then as soon as I finished my education, am I audible to you?
Oh, yes, very much.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
clear.
Okay. After my as soon as I finished my post graduation, I got into one private bank. I was working there, but till then, after from the 10th, from my 10th till my this what like post graduation, I was more into I was fitness concern, like health concern. Even I was not able to go to gym during my PUC, but I used to prepare. I prepared myself dumbbells in the concrete, and I used to lift weights, and I used to do body weight workout only for my like happiness, not to become not to look aesthetic, nothing like that. Just I have to be.
Like that. Yes,
That
yes.
concern started there at that time only, during my teenager. So as soon as and in degree, after once I started my degree and MBA education, there I used to go on and off to the local gym. I used to go and work out and to be fit for that sake only. But once I after my education, once I got into the job, then we shifted to Mangalore city. There I had. There I met with my first coach, Vincent Prakash Carlo. He that time he won Commonwealth in London, so that inspired me a lot. And I was working out when he was I was looking at him when he was working out. It gone to like around 6 months. I was with him because he was working out near the Mangalore gym. So that inspired me a lot. Because there was a procession all over the city after he coming back from Bangalore. So that then I met him, I spoke to him, and I started training with him. Then like this, I started my powerlifting career.
Fantastic. Now, Pradeep, both you and Vishwanath have come from difficult backgrounds. You had difficult childhoods. Then you didn't let that discourage you.
Yes.
You both of you worked hard, your own way. Then you took to powerlifting and you're done yourself and India proud. I really appreciate you, both of you, for the determination and the courage and the positivity, the motivation you have to go on, not let all the hardships deter you and for
Yes,
what
sir.
you have done, for what you have achieved. So now may I request Vishal, I think we are getting some sounds from the background. If Mr. Vishal Electrical is there, he has muted his audio. I think there's some background noises. Okay, anyways, no worries. We'll continue with the discussion. Okay, now Vishwanath, what is the difference between powerlifting and weightlifting? So initially,
Sir,
what I thought when I heard about powerlifting was that it was some power kind of thing. But now we want to hear from you.
Sir, actually, basically, powerlifting and weightlifting both are like the method of lifting the weight. Powerlifting consists of like a three different lifts, like which is squat, bench press, and deadlift. In the same way, weightlifting has only two lifts, which is like a snatch and clean and jerk. So that is only major difference because like we are lifting in a three different format. One is like we're going to keep the bar on our shoulder and we'll sit and we'll get up. That is called squat. And one more is bench press. We'll lie down on a bench and we'll take the weight and we'll just to touch to our chest and there will be 1 second of pause or something. Then we'll again press it. Then there is a rules like start, press, rack. So in weightlifting, then apart from that, like there is one more lift called like deadlift. So you'll just go to the platform. There will be one dead weight will be there. So you're going to lift that weight. When they will sit down, then you're going to keep that back. But when it comes to the weightlifting, there is a snatch. So you will just go and attempt the barbell and which will go above your body, like on top of your body. You will just lift like this. So it will not going to contact before before going up, like it will not going to contact anywhere in your body. So that is what called like snatch. And there is one more clean and jerk. First, you're going to keep it on your shoulder, means the weight on the ground, you will just lift and you will keep it on the shoulder, then you will push up. So that is like clean and jerk. Not much different usually, but the only difference is like we are not in Olympics and they're in Olympics. That is the major difference. Because of that, people know about weightlifting and powerlifting. So that's all the.
I have a question for both of you. Weightlifting is much more. It has been there from many years in Asian Games, Commonwealth, and Olympics, and it's a celebrated event there, and it's become very popular. And there are a lot of benefits that comes with weightlifting in terms of first name, fame, money, awards, recognition, jobs, so many things. But both of you have preferred powerlifting to weightlifting. This is quite surprising.
No, sir. No, here I will say one thing, because whenever you are choosing any sport, it should come by your heart. It's not about like you're looking for some money, fame, or anything. Because when I started powerlifting and I went to my first Asian Championship in 2012, there are that time only cricket, that pro kabaddi started. Then maximum people, they started telling me like you went to international championship and you won. And there are many people, they don't know you and they don't recognize you. If in case, if you are in a pro kabaddi, you will come in the TV and everyone will see you and everyone will recognize you. So why can't you shift to kabaddi? So what will happen, like if in case if I'm ready to shift to kabaddi, then like cricket has more popular than kabaddi. Someone else will come and they will say like, why can't you shift to cricket? So we are not looking for money or name, fame or anything. We want to achieve something for the nation in like our own way. So that is why like we stick to powerlifting. So even Pradeep also could like move to any other sport like weightlifting or wrestling or bodybuilding or any other sport. But somewhere pain is more in powerlifting, but we used to love that pain. So that is what we wanted, and that's why we stick to powerlifting, sir.
Oh, very interesting. Powerlifting is lucky to have students like you. Okay, Pradeep, what about you? What made you to choose powerlifting?
Okay. Almost Vishwanath answered for that question. But I just want to compare my powerlifting with the other sports, including weightlifting, because see, powerlifting includes involves squat, bench, deadlift. These three movements or the lifts are the basics for any other sport, including indoor and outdoor, because this bench press, squat, bench press, deadlifts is a basic movement in any gym. For any sport, all the sportsmen, they're to become strong mentally as well as physically, they go to the gym and perform these 3 lifts only. So this is the basic lifts for all the three, any sport. So we are just master in this. That's it, sir.
Oh, great. Okay.
And you might have seen in Virat Kohli is performing deadlifts and this, and even Sultan movie, the wrestlers are doing squats in the big tires and all. So this is just like a word, we are professional. We have taken this lifts professionally.
Okay.
And created the benchmark.
Very nice.
Like Vishwanath.
Okay. Now, a lot of youngsters, there are so many gyms around us in Bangalore. I can speak about Bangalore. So many gyms have these kind of combat and these kind of, not just the regular weights, there are these kind of dead weights and all that. We can see tires and all lying around in the gyms. A lot of youngsters have taken to this.
Yes,
so very nice. Okay. Now, when do we expect powerlifting to be a part of Asian Games and higher? Okay, there's a tussle there, and they are still not giving the IOC or the International Olympic Committee is yet to give approval for the powerlifting. When will that happen?
Sir, for this, like, I just would like to make one comment, because like powerlifting already is a part of World Games. Okay, it's already part of a World Game. And somewhere I feel like IOC, International Olympic Association, made it as Olympic is the end. But cricket won't come under the IOC or international any federation.
Yes.
But the only thing is like whenever we talk with any other people, they will say only thing is like cricket has the Olympic standard. If in case in that concern, like powerlifting also, it's a very, very, very old sport. Even like if in case if we go and start digging into the history, it is past there in the our like whenever
1970s, 1980s also.
True. No, on before that also, there are different.
I heard it started in 1965. It's a young sport. Yeah.
Yes. So, but maximum people, they don't know about powerlifting just because like weightlifting is more popular than the powerlifting. Whenever we'll say like, okay, I did deadlift this much, people will ask that, oh, you lifted 300 kg above your head. Because they don't know much about it. Because whenever it start coming on the media, especially TV or like on a paper media, then people will start realizing how exactly Kabaddi was not super popular, even though Kabaddi is a known sport in India, but it was not so popular until like it Pro Kabaddi come.
Yes.
Once Pro Kabaddi came, then everybody started having interest in Kabaddi and people are started playing in that.
Very nice.
So that is only the thing. Like we have maybe I feel like somewhere we have a less social media or like media coverage. So there are so many sport in Olympic and people don't even know about it. Because like maximum people recently from India, one girl, she went on the gymnastic because like she wanted to do, that's why she did. But like there was not much support in India for sports people so far. And also in concern of that, like it comes to the different state, they have a different way of treating the sports person. But like in our state, it is still yet to improve. So hope like in upcoming days, it will going to improve better.
Oh yes. Oh, I hope.
Yeah, you have.
Powerlift. Yeah, Pradeep. Go ahead.
Okay, you have compared powerlifting with other events. Other sports like which is there in the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games and all. Yeah, you have mentioned cricket as well, but cricket is not there in the in any of the Olympics or Asian Games.
No.
But still it is popular. But no, nobody will ask a good cricketer or the Ranji player saying it is not there in the Asian Games.
No.
Why did you choose
Pradeep,
this?
I want to interrupt you. Sorry. Now talking about cricket, it is only played by 12 nations. Maximum 15. It's only so popular in India. That's why we are thinking it's very popular. But when you compare to how many countries are there in the world?
I agree.
Sport playing countries. They don't know about cricket at all. In US,
I
you know,
agree
they have
that.
been trying to introduce cricket in the US. Their baseball is very
Yes.
popular. They say
Yes, yes.
baseball is similar to some kind of similar to cricket, where they strike the baseball bat,
I agree.
they take a runs and all that. So they don't find much difference between baseball. It's become number two sport in the US. So cricket, it's very popular in India. But when you compare it to the rest of the world, it's played by maximum 15 countries. So
True.
I agree
we
that.
don't have to
But yeah,
worry too
no
much
one will
about
ask.
cricket's popularity. Yes.
I agree
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
still,
yeah.
no one will ask a good cricketer or Ranji player that why did you choose this? It is since it is not
Because
because
of
it
the
is so
popularity in the
popular,
country.
everybody watches.
Yeah, because of
So
the
what?
popularity in the country. And today, see, with cricket, you know what cricketers have achieved in terms of name, fame, money, job, everything. So it's very attractive. And even
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has different reasons, easy to play and all that. Okay, let's
Yes.
not get into that. We are now
Yes.
more
So
concerned about powerlifting.
why it is so popular is
Okay.
the sport itself is entertaining from day one, and since it is entertaining, so money people are watching. When the people are watching, the business people are coming to invest,
Yes,
and they want to endorse that. Encourage that sport
Yes.
because there is money lies.
Yes.
Same for powerlifting also. Powerlifting is not an entertaining game.
Yeah.
But from if you compare it to from past 10 years, now it has grown up a lot. You might have not but in US also it is followed. See, if you take IOC and all, IOC, you were talking about IOC, like that only we have International Powerlifting Federation. There are more than 120 130 countries listed in the International Powerlifting Association. Yeah, and if you go to the site and check from past 10-15 years, there are minimum 30 to 40 countries every world's championship they participate in that event.
Yes, yes.
We are not just aware of that.
Okay.
But if you compare from day one or
Yes.
compare
It's
last
growing.
previous
It's
years,
growing.
now it has much better.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it is going in the right direction.
Okay, we have many more questions to cover, so we'll keep our answers very
Yeah,
short
yeah,
and
sure,
brief.
sure.
Okay, so now coming to Vishwanath, I mentioned about the 2018 incident when you wanted to break that international record and all that. So let us hear from you about that incident, how you came back and how you felt after coming after the injury, while you were making a comeback. Because I am a psychologist, I want to know how you felt mentally, what were the challenges you faced, and how you were able to make your comeback, how you got back your motivation, and how you were able to again perform at the international stage and break an international record. That's amazing. Let us hear from you.
Sir, actually, in the year of 2018, like while traveling from Bangalore to my native Kundapura, so I got an bus accident near somewhere Baikampadi.
Oh.
I didn't even know about it because like I was in deep sleep and directly I went to coma and I was in coma for like 6 days. God's grace, because like as I mentioned earlier, I used to work very hard in the farming and all these things. Even though I had a brain injury, I got recovered very fast compared to normal people, since like I'm an athlete.
Great.
So I recovered super fast, and after that, like back-to-back operation also happened. But I told doctor only one thing, like when I woke up in the hospital, I checked only one thing: I'm able to squat, I'm able to deadlift, or I'm able to bench press, because I just wanted to be in my sport. That's all it was. So I checked and everything was fine. I felt like I am strong. The only thing is complete wound from here and everything is open. So that's all. It will going to heal and I'll going to come back to the competition. That's all in my head. And there are, you ask for the motivation. There are so many, each and every person, they will have a one bad past or any discrimination, or there will be so many things with the people. But I always take that negativity and discrimination as my positive and fuel for my next journey. That's all I do. That is what like made me to, because like there are some circumstances like I wanted to achieve. That's all. Because I didn't even had any other second choice or anything, second option. I wanted to achieve it and I really worked hard. And now also sometime when what will happen whenever I'll start lifting heavy weight because of that accident, I'll start kind of numbness or kind of some sensation will come in this right side part because I had a very bad blood clot with my right brain and left brain. There was a light blood clot, but now I am doing well. But sometime, some moment of time only, I will feel that thing, but I'll just ignore or like I'll just go to doctor and I'll just show it and I'll just forget. Because if in case if you keep remembering, because you are already knowing, you are a psychologist, you know. If in case if I keep remember some negative thoughts and it will start pricking me. So that's why like maximum time I'll try to forget the negative and I'll try to be positive.
Yes.
So that is what like it's keep pushing me in international platform as well and everywhere.
Very good. And you might have received a lot of support from your fans, followers, association, well-wishers, and
Yes, sir.
that helped you in your
True.
determination in your comeback. And your early year, your early life, the struggles and your toughness might have helped you to recover faster and come back. I think.
No,
And the future dreams, what you
true.
want to achieve, that
But
will motivate you towards the dream. Okay.
no, but the thing is, like, I won't say it is a struggle because that taught me so much in like how I am the person, like it because it's
Yes.
because of that. It
You
taught me
need
so
that.
much. True. It taught me so much, and like I'm very happy because like whatever I did, somewhere whenever I see people like okay, they are struggling. No, I did it in the past, and now I am in this position just because of like I did it in a right way.
Yes, yes.
So that's all I think, and like I'll keep move on.
That's the difference between people who have it very easy. Everything was available to them, but this lesson will not be there for them. The hardship,
True, sir.
what you learn from that, isn't it?
Correct.
That's what makes a person. This will always be with
Correct.
you. Oh, great. Now, coming to Pradeep. Pradeep, how much of mind is involved in
Yes, sir.
powerlifting? And
Yeah.
in what way it
Yeah.
comes in the way? And how about you? How do you manage to sustain your confidence and motivation? What if motivation is something that we say, Vishwa said it is fuel. We call it fire in the belly. That is, there is some drive within that makes you to go towards your goals, towards your challenges. That is motivation. That should be there. That's like a fuel in a vehicle. If there's an Alfa Romeo car, which is 10 crores, and if there is no fuel in that, it's useless, isn't it? Motivation is that fuel that makes you to perform, makes you to go after challenges and achieve them. So coming back to Pradeep, how do you maintain your motivation? How do you keep it going? And how much of mind is involved in powerlifting?
Yeah, sir. We should have a strong mindset for sure, sir. When Vishwanath performed in Canada and when he was lifting that Commonwealth deadlift record weight, and I was there. Okay, I was there. But still, just imagine, just the previous year, he met with an accident. He was in coma, and coming back from that disaster and lifting the weights and lifting the Commonwealth record. It's truly inspirational.
Amazing
See,
inspiration.
It's I'm lucky that it's like we are in the same boat. Okay. Coming back to this mindset you said, sir. To get ready to the competition or event or any event, there are 4 main things involved, in my opinion. For example, the one is like getting ready, preparation for 3 to 4 months preparation, and the nutrition, food and supplementation comes in that, and one more is like recovery part, and the final thing, the last one is like a family support, money, and your like health, everything comes in that. Everything should go in the same direction. If something here and there happens, no, like we may not be able to perform what we expect actually. So we should have a strong mindset to tackle all this. If we for the better performance, we need to train properly. Even if we have good facility, we may not have the good nutrition. So even if you have the good nutrition, but we may not be able to work, we may not be able to recover. So for example, I used to work as a trainer when I left my job and took this as a as a like profession, powerlifting as a profession, I left my job and I worked as a trainer in a gym. So there I had to work 8 hours in a day and lift weights and give. Then again 3 to 4 hours I have to work out for this powerlifting. So I may not be able to recover. But if see, during my childhood days and this, or like from the initial days when I told you about my difficulties, what I have gone through, when I compare all these with my childhood days, that is nothing actually. Now I think that only for me, the strong mindset it has given
Has
me to
developed,
face
yes.
all these. I feel like it is nothing, and go
I mean,
and go
all
and lift
the
heavy.
challenges that you faced in the younger days has made you mentally strong.
Yes.
That's what you meant.
Yes,
Okay, thank
and
you.
the initial days for a beginner, it again you can differentiate like for a beginner and advanced level lifters.
Mm.
When I was lifting from 2011 to 15, literally I was losing most of the events and I was disqualifying.
Mm.
But still, I used to come from Delhi, reach Mangalore at 5 a.m. and I used to come to the gym at 8 a.m. to get to recollect what happened actually. I was not aiming for the medal. I was just trying to improvise myself in every event.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, Vishwanath, this next, Vishwanath, you are speaking about pain. Okay. Now, I have this question for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you keep adding weights, when you keep setting benchmarks, when you start setting, start increasing maybe your benchmarks, when you start increasing your goals, because of the weight, you said there's chances that you get pain. How do you manage to handle that pain? Before that, would you like to add to Pradeep's, what he shared about how much mind is involved in powerlifting? Would you add to that? And then later on, you can come to that pain factor.
Sure, sir. Because like as per me, mindset, it is just that like when you are confident will come from like how much you practice. Because like if you don't practice enough, then you will not have that much mindset or confidence enough to play in any of the event.
Yes.
Whenever I am confident, I will just go and do the blind game.
Yes.
Because
it will
like I know
it will give you belief, self-belief.
True.
It will give you.
Because I know how much I did a hard work and I know how much I can do here. So that's what like it will keep pushing me, and I will never take a step back, because whenever I know it, like I really worked hard for it, and I'm sure that I'm going to execute in the event. That's all. In the first championship itself, like I attempted the university record first somewhere, because that's the first time competing in the somewhere in the competition in around like in front of there are so many people. I was a little nervous and I just didn't lifted the weight, even though I almost finished, but I couldn't finish because of that nervousness. Once I start getting that confidence in me, when I practice so much, like year by year, I started doing well, like like in a practice session, I started working hard. Then I started realizing that I can do better. So rather than doubting my own self, that's when exactly I started believing myself. I started practicing hard. I started executing the same thing in the competition. I always used to lift 2.5 kg less in the practice. I used to lift more 2.5 kg in competition always. So that is how it started.
Okay. Now, how do you manage the pain? One, and second is, are there chances of injury, breaking your muscles, tearing your muscles in powerlifting? How do you handle these things? And first of all is the pain. Then how do you handle injury, and how do you come back from injuries?
Sir, like it's been like almost 12 plus years of experience. Like initially when I engage, like I think up to 25 to 30, you will not get so much injury. And like mine always graph is like slowly up. It has never went like I was doing a natural from like since when I started. That's why my graph is every day it is going like slightly up. It was not jumping like or anything. It's not like a share market bull rise. It is always going in a same. So that progression was never like hurted me much. So one time that after the accident, so I got a not slipped disc bulge L4, L5. Then after that, some muscle spasm in my hip. So, and also I have a very good people with like a physiotherapist. So they are always guiding me with like what I supposed to do. Because in my setup itself, like there is a doctor. She used to tell me like what needs to be done. Like, okay, if in case if because like every time in last senior national also I got like I pulled my lower back and glutes muscle and hamstring. After that, like 1 week I gave a complete rest, and after that again I started doing my rehab, and there will be like wear and tear. It is a common in every sport, but the only thing is we are not supposed to excite in excitement or like in a ego lift, something called like ego. So okay, someone else will say like, okay, you can do this much, but you should know that whether I can do without warm up or with warm up. So because
You can't
sometimes
force yourself to do that.
true, because if you're not ready, especially your muscles are not ready, if you're not warmed up and you'll directly will just go, and just because of somebody's ego or like you just wanted to show that like I'm strong, that's where exactly we'll get injury. So that is why like I just don't want to, even though I know I'm capable of lifting 330, 340 kg deadlift. Sometime whenever people will trick me with like telling, oh, you can do this 200, no, 250, no, without warm up, I'll say like, no, Baba, I can't do.
Okay.
So
What is your approach to pain? How do you approach pain? When you get pain, how do you deal with that? Or what do you think about pain?
sir, pain is like apart from sports pain, like we had gone through so many other different pain in life. So I don't feel any pain during this sport pain. So
Okay.
because I think it's all in the game.
Okay.
So I don't feel it, like I'll not give much importance to pain. That's why like I'll just like divert my mind to the other thing.
Now, what we have heard is the two common, one phrase that we have commonly heard is no pain, no gain. One. In the another also we have heard, 1 minute, another also we have heard. Meaning, if you get the pain, this comes from physiotherapists and doctors. If you are getting that pain, that means a signal to stop.
True.
So what do you say about it?
100% true, sir. Because like body has a like a very good technology, we can say. It is telling that muscle you are getting cramp or some pain is coming. It means like somewhere you need to stop there itself.
Yes.
Maybe you need to take a rest or you need to consult a
Yes.
doctor or whatever the option you have. So you need to go for that.
Yeah.
If in case, oh, no, it's okay. No pain, no gain. If you're telling this and if you continue to do that, maybe with that pain, if you give a 1 day of rest, it would have fine in the other day. If you continue to do that, like you have to give a rest for like maybe 1 month.
Yeah.
Because you may wear and tear or like you may break your bone or you may tear your muscle, then again it will come with a very long process. So that's why for a small signal, whenever you will feel like, okay, there is some pain, better to take a 1 day off and do whatever the required thing, icing or go to the doctor, whatever required thing, you have to do that, sir.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay, now coming to Pradeep, no, actually I'll come back to the same question.
Yes, sir.
Vishwanath, this pain, no gain has been said in a very general terms. Is
True.
that the meaning of that is without hard work you don't get any results.
Exactly. That is
We
what
should not take that pain very literally.
True.
See now, some people will take it literally. They say, "Oh, don't care for the pain, even if it is coming. Continue to do that." So
No.
you will tear your muscles. You will get injured. Okay, thank you. Pradeep, has your mindset, then the anxiety, sometimes pre-competitive anxiety, and the nerves, what we call it, has it affected your performance at any time? Pradeep, you're there? Yes. Okay.
Of course, sir. As a beginner, as a beginner from 2011 to 2014. Yeah, as a beginner, it is always there. Now, since like you can say advanced, since it's been 10 years, I've been into this sport.
Yes.
So I know what I have to do, what I should avoid.
Right.
So I keep myself calm just before the event. I don't I'm not bothered about how much other my competitors are lifting. What is their first lift and who and all are who else is coming. And I focus on my recovery, and I focus on what is my body condition for that. In that weather, if I'm going to North India in during the winter season, whether I'm able to my muscles are like it's recovered properly or not, whether I have done more whether I have done proper warm up. So I focus on this rather than simply focusing on which gives negative thoughts.
Well, earlier, maybe you were getting nervous in the early stages of your career. Now, when the negative thoughts
Yes.
come, if it comes, okay, sometimes it is very healthy to get little anxiety before a competition. Okay, too much is too bad, as we say it. Okay, then a little bit of anxiety and nervousness will be there. That means the body and mind are preparing for the competition. It's not bad. If it crosses
Yes.
that limit, then it will harm you. Okay, normally what happens if anxiety and pressure, all these we call it as stress, sports stress. When sports stress increases, it will tense up your muscles. When muscles get tense up, you will not be able to smoothly lift your weights. It's muscles as along with your musculoskeletal system. So that will support you, help you to lift the weights. If you are too tense in the mind, muscles tighten up, you will not be able to lift it. You will be surprised yourself. I could do it yesterday. Why I'm not able to do it today? It's
Yes.
because of the competition thinking, because of competition
Stress.
anxiety and nervousness. Okay. Now, how do you change your negative thoughts and before your lift normally, or a little bit of anxiety and nervousness if you have sometimes in different companies, let us say you go to a Commonwealth lift, maybe World Games, okay, which is the highest which you have participated. Now maybe your expectations are there. In this competition, I have to do something. Maybe you say I will break a record. That will put pressure on you. Because of that, it's affecting your calmness, your maybe overthinking. You know, I'm not saying it has happened to you. If that happens, how will you change it?
Of course, as I told you, see whatever, how much I know what is my body capacity actually. Just
Okay.
before that, if you even after that, if you think that okay, whether I'm able to perform or not, if I'm not perform, if I don't perform, or how much like the time, energy, and the expectation, everybody's expectation will go off like anything. Yeah, that pressure we will be having. But in that case also, we just want to perform at that moment, like whether just keep it simple.
Yes.
Like don't exaggerate or for example, like we have to think about very basics rather than thinking of whether I'm not able to do or not, rather than thinking that. For example, if I'm going to the squat platform and lifting, we have to do many things just before lifting the weights or unracking the weights. Squeezing squeezing the upper back, or holding the lower back as well, and glutes and full body we have to keep it tight and breathe in, and look at the referee. We have to wait for the command and then perform. So everything we have to do. If we focus on whether we should do, whether we can do or not, we are not going to do what. Even if we have the capacity, we won't be able to do if we take that stress.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
So right now, I just from past two to 3 years, I keep myself calm, and I just want to lift within my capacity limit.
Okay, great.
Okay, just so this is and one more reason. One more thing. Okay, if I attempt my one lift which is beyond my body capacity, I may not be able to lift tomorrow. I want that sustainable growth. I want to perform tomorrow as well, day after tomorrow as well.
The consistency.
Yeah, I'm
want to have the consistency going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It should not be a fluke lift which you will not be able to do tomorrow. You want to repeat that again tomorrow, isn't it? Okay, very good. Now coming to Vishwanath, how do you handle pressure? How do you handle expectations? How do you do right from your university days early, and now you are representing India in international competitions. Now a lot is expected from yourself, your own expectations, and from the country every time you go there. Okay, because you already done it earlier and you have proved yourself. Now every time you go there, we expect something bigger from you. How did you handle the expectation initially? How do you handle it now after spending so many years in powerlifting?
Sir, for me, it's like if in case if you want to be a national champion, it's very easy. Once you become a national champion, everybody will start expectation, whatever you said, right? Like expectation, like it's been there from like in the year of
That is
2010.
easy.
11.
To become a national champion is easy for Vishwanath only, sir.
No.
Not for the rest of the lifters.
No, it is, I say, it is like you have to put yourself in the hard work. That's all. Because when you start doing your hard work, you'll start getting the confidence and you can start putting pressure on other lifters, not yourself. You'll start taking, because when you have done your practice 100%, if I want to run with the Usain Bolt, then for sure, like I will have a mindset and like I will have very anxiety, everything, because I know he's the best. So that is what the thing we need to create with in our own category or with other people. So that is what like I'll work for.
Okay. My question was, in the early years, there was not less expectations. Now that you have proved yourself, there'll be more expectation. Now next time, I don't know what is your peak, what you call as your peak competition. Maybe it's the Commonwealth or the World Champ Games. Maybe something higher will come up. Tomorrow, an Asian will come up. The Commonwealth Games will come up. The Olympics may come up. And the bigger the competition, we call it as event importance. We give too much importance to the event. We become desperate to do something out there.
Yes.
Okay. And we put pressure on ourselves. Now, with your experience, when now you are participating in a higher level competition. Now, the moment you say it's Commonwealth Powerlifting Championship, you will become a little alert. No, that's a very big competition. Whatever you do there will be counted. And now already you have got 3 gold medals out there and 1 silver or something like that. Again, you go there, you will be telling yourself, I have proved it. I should not come below that.
True.
I should maintain that. Now, how do you handle this expectation at that highest level?
Sir, I always work on one thing. That is like if in case my previous best was like some, for example, you can take 100 kg. I lifted in that event. 100 kg is like my best performance ever. Next time, I just want to improve myself to 1 or 2.5. At least. I don't
achievable goal. We call it realistic goal. Achievable.
So because like my goal will be like for 110 or 120. But at least I have to reach 102 because like previous to that, like I did, I achieved my goal 100. But next time I will keep expectation till 120. At least I will push myself to reach 102 minimum and 120 is maximum. In between that, I am going to do my performance.
Okay. See, that is very practical what you are saying. Now you are sitting there and you are maybe your event is going to start in another 15 minutes. Your turn will come. Now your expectations is talking to you, saying that you should do something this time. You should not lose your opportunity. You should not lose this opportunity. You already a big name in Commonwealth Games, Commonwealth competition. Everybody knows about you. Now you can't come below that. You should not come below that. The negative thoughts, it's putting pressure on you. You have to do something. You have to maintain. Do you get such thoughts? And if you get, you are human. Now you may get. If you get, how do you handle those thoughts?
Sir, usually what will happen, I do get such thoughts. But the only thing is like, I will give more importance to the thoughts when I didn't do proper practice back then, before going to there. If I didn't do proper practice, for sure, like I will going to have some thought like, I didn't do that much in my practice, whether I can do in this year here. But like I always work hard just before getting into any bigger step. So that is what like
keeps your confidence
pressure on
alive.
other self rather than taking my own self.
Okay. Even if it comes, you will tell it saying that I can do it.
Yes, I can do it.
The inner feeling is there. So we call that confidence and self-belief as an inner feeling. It will automatically come. It will automatically come, isn't it?
Yes, but
nice.
I will tell one thing. I always have one, it is kind of a thought or anything. For each and every human being, there is only one end thing is like you can say death. After that, we can't achieve anything.
That's it.
After that, we can't achieve anything.
Exactly.
It means I can do, okay, maybe today I couldn't do. It means like after that also Commonwealth will going to come, Asian also will going to come. For sure, I will come back more stronger than ever and I will achieve for sure.
Yes.
If in case
what we teach our athletes is So what and what if? What if it's a big
True.
competition? So what if I don't do it? So what if I lose? So what if I fail? It's okay. It's okay to do that. It may happen. Even the greatest of champions on their bad day have come down. Some have choked in the mind.
True.
Choking is a state of they can't think anything. Muscles will become tight. They will look like learners, beginners. It has happened to the greatest of athletes. So
But
it's
sir,
okay. So you
failure
never
is
say
the
that I
best.
should not fail. I have to get that result. The more you think about that result, the more the pressure.
True.
Focus on your performance, the result will come by itself.
True.
And for that performance to come, your practice and your confidence will help. Right? You
And
already
also
told me
failure
that.
is the
Yes.
best teacher,
Yes.
as per like in because whenever you will fail,
Yes.
it means like because of some your own mistake you failed it.
Yes. Yes.
Other person won because like he did it because like maybe he achieved or he practiced more than you. He deserved to win, so that's why he will win.
Yes.
You made a mistake after the event or whatever,
Yes.
wherever you, whenever you fail,
Yes.
you take that mistake, you write it down, correct that mistake, and again you will be the champion.
Yes. Pradeep, now you are
Yes,
you are seeing talking about being calm before your event. Now it's important to keep your muscles relaxed, mentally relaxed. I'm not talking to the person to the extent of going cold. It's not to the extent of going cold. Relax means being in a normal state, not becoming over relaxed, over tense. Okay, over tense
Okay.
muscles is bad. It's not going too cold. I'm not talking about that. So you're talking about mental calmness, cool, calm, and confident, what we call. Then you also are aware that in the muscles you need to be relaxed. Now, how do you keep those things? How do you keep your mind calm and your muscles relaxed? Do you perform any techniques, any small strategy? How do you do something before the event so that you can? Supposing you are finding that your body is telling you that certain part is a little bit tense. Okay, if it may happen, I don't know. At your level, it may not happen. For beginners and all, they may feel it. Okay. Now, supposing you feel that there's a bit of tension in the muscles at some part, how do you relax that? Supposing you are getting a little excited in the mind, how do you calm down your mind?
Okay. Frankly speaking, there is no. I don't follow any techniques to to keep myself calm, but avoiding the negative thoughts is the key for me. I just want to perform better, but better in the sense like I know my strengths and weaknesses, and just analyze that. Okay, on that day morning, if the event starts at 8 o'clock, weighing is at 8 o'clock, and event starts at 9:30. Morning, get up and okay. I have to get up at around 6. Before 6, I have to get up to get because we need to check our body weight first, whether it is in the below the line, and all we have to check. So I get myself prepared for that, because at this level I know that what are the mistakes I'm going to do. I have done in the previous events, so I just don't want to do that. Okay, I avoid that.
You are, if something like that happens, I will do it this way. I'm already prepared for it. If it happens, you are not expecting it, but you are prepared to handle it.
Yeah,
If it
prepared to
happens.
handle. Yes.
Got it.
And mental techniques, you said you are asking about any techniques. Please let me know, sir, if you have any. Okay.
Oh, very much. That is my profession. Maybe you have not done it yourself. Maybe for a lot of athletes, naturally they are tough. Naturally they are calm. They are not overexcited, and they already have something naturally that is helping them. That is taking them to the top. But for not, it's not the same for everyone. So
Everyone,
many
yes.
may be very nervous, very mentally weak. Mentally weak because of their mind, their performance can go bad. Now we are only talking about two champions here. For both of you champions, there must be so many, even though they are talented, they will not be able to make up to your level because they were mentally weak. Because weightlifters and bodybuilders, they're all physically very strong. If
Yes.
a weak mind is there, it won't help them. there may be many weightlifters and wrestlers, powerlifters who are strong physically, but with their weak mind, they may not be able to raise up to their potential. Now, I don't know, maybe you have seen such incidents. If you have seen, we can come out with that. Okay, now coming to Vishwanath, what was your answer to that question? Do you use any technique or any method or strategy to keep so that you are cool, calm, and composed, and you don't take too much pressure? You already answered that earlier. You can tell me whether you use any strategy or any technique to be relaxed, keep your muscles relaxed. And if you find that if it is a little tense, how do you relax it? Supposing a young powerlifter comes to you, definitely they will all be looking at you as an icon for what you achieved. Sir, this happens, sir. Before the event, I feel my neck muscles and the shoulder muscles are feeling very aching. They're feeling very tight. What do I do, sir? So what will you tell them, maybe?
Sir, first thing is like you need to consume enough water, because so many people, what they will do, they will not drink enough water and they'll start getting cramp. And when they will get cramp, they'll not even understand like how to overcome with that. And they will get even more tense. They will get panic, and muscles will even, it will start protecting that particular part, and it will start even getting more cramp. So that is not the good thing. What I suggest people is like, what I basically do is like, once my weighing is done, like I'll drink enough of water and I'll start listening my favorite musics, and I'll start being happy, because I know I just want to perform.
Yes.
I came here to perform my best. Whatever I did hard work for so many days, I just want to perform that.
Yes.
Somewhere, as you said, like I'll be little anxiety. Just before the competition also, I was not able to sleep because I just wanted to get into platform. If somebody else is doing something, I can't see and sit and see. I just want to go jump in. I want to squat. I want to do bench press. I want to do deadlift. I want to do my best again. So that's why like I'll just keep hold my all the emotions one place. And when it's come to the stage, like I'm going to remove all my emotions there, and like by lifting the weights.
Okay. Now, this question to both of you. Maybe has your federation helped you with like a mind trainer like ourselves, coming in, talking to you about the new techniques, what the research says, and have you been involved in some kind of a session like with a mind trainer? Or number two, now we have learned that deep breathing relaxes your mind as well as your muscles. Have you ever tried deep breathing? Any of you?
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you tried to do deep breathe?
Yes.
It's a very, very powerful solution. It's a mantra for everything. When with anxiety, our muscles don't get enough oxygen. You can't think properly. Brain muscles don't function properly. And with anxiety, you develop too much of tightness, too much of strength that is not required. Okay, muscles tighten up when you are anxious and tense. Now you both of you know how to handle your pressure, anxiety, and nerves. That's very fine. Supposing in case anything happens, but what I would advocate is that deep breathing whenever before the competition and even during competition, whenever you get the time, if you deep breathe, you can keep your mind calm as well as your muscles relaxed. Deep breathing is such a big mantra. So there are a lot of deep breathing techniques. And this is not just that because I've studied this, I'm saying a lot of athletes practice this. They have come out with and given in their reports that they do deep breathing, they do visualize. Visualizing helps. I have helped a lot of long high jumpers, even Olympic jumpers also. How you can, supposing now another big target, this is one aspect that may tense you, may make you anxious, that you are raising your international goal as maybe international record or timing or height or weight or whatever. Every time you are raising the bar, right? Now you are confident. The more you train that for your muscles to do that in training, you will achieve that and you'll be able to do that. So the more you raise, do you get anxious that I'm raising the bar now? My expectation is more. Will I be able to do that? Is my previous record my capacity? Can I break my own record? Can I get better than that? Now I have set a goal for myself. I told the reporters I'm aiming for 350 kgs, for example. Now Now you have come out in the open, in the whole world. Now that it's a challenge within. Now, how do you take that challenge? Will it put pressure on you? Hey, I have committed before the whole world. Now I have to fulfill that one. Otherwise, what people will think? No, simply, it's just a general discussion. How do you manage this? Whenever
Sir,
you raise your
yeah, basically,
first Vishwanath, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, basically, I'll come up with always like a surprise package. I will never reveal for
Very interesting. Yes, I have an answer for that. Oh, please go ahead.
always I'll come up with an like surprise package because I know what is my capacity. Because as I know, being a natural athlete, we as a human, we never touch our 100% potential in our whole life. Maybe I'm using my potential like around maybe on 5%, 10%, because there are some people who existed in the past. They are super, super strong just because like that human, each and every human has that particular potential. We train for some extent and we are doing our best. So because like if you keep training in a naturally, so every day there is a growth. That is what I believe in. And like I'm just in the same way, like as Pradeep mentioned initially, we need to maintain our nutrition as well. And in the same time, we are not supposed to stick to anything so much.
Rigid.
It may be psychologically affect us because, for example, I would say there are so many people I saw in the competition in the back then. Some people, they will take a pre-workout during the competition or like during the warm-up or during the practice. What will happen one fine day that pre-workout box will get over by unknowingly, and that day is the competition, and they will go to the competition and they will open the pre-workout box. It is empty. That's where they will get under the pressure because they don't have a pre-workout and they will think that like, oh, I don't have a pre-workout, I can't perform now, because they psychologically they will come to that point like I can't perform. What I adapt my body is like I don't take pre-workout. I did my all 330, 340, 327 many number of times I did. Everything I drank water and I just believed in myself and I just go and I just I'll not even have any dependency on anything during the competition, during the practice also, because I just want to adopt each and everything. If in case if I am here, suddenly I may go to any other country or any other place where I don't even get a drinking water. So if I have a pre-workout, I can't take that without the water. So how will you do that? So you have to be ready for each and every extent thing. So that's why you have to prepare for it. That's how I do, sir.
So if something doesn't happen, I'm mentally prepared. So we have so many incidents for this, and we also train our shooters. It has happened. It has happened with Abhinav Bindra. We take those examples and train them. If something unexpected happens, how you have to recover, how you should not lose your mind, how you should not panic. How we train that. That is our job. Okay. Now coming to utilizing your potential. Normally, both of you, maybe Pradeep can answer that first. To what potential, what percentage you are able to, are you able to achieve always the 100% of your potential?
Oh, that's right.
Okay, we are coming to the end of the program. We already covered 1 hour and 10 minutes. So keep your answers brief. Okay.
Yeah, Vishwanath, as like already mentioned that it is just we are targeting only 2.5 kg.
Okay. It's a general question. So how much of your potential you normally perform? 80%, 90%, 100%?
Sir, actually we target, see it is like, see I have performed 100 kg last event. See I might targeting only for like 105 kg. But my potential, think that my potential is 120 kg. But in that short span of time, if I try for that 120 kg potential, I may not be able to perform in future. You are just, it is like abusing your body in very short span of time to do your best body capacity. In the sense, it is all we have already. See, usually we can lift only 2 buckets of water in for a normal guy, but we are lifting 300 kg. It has taken 10 years to lift 300 kg. Now we cannot target for now. it is like we are already reached that potential, like 95% of the body capacity. See, if you can target for 96%. So if you're targeting for 100%, then you may not. You are very prone to injury here. This might apply only for the iron games, like lifting heavy weights.
Yes, in this instance, you can, as you raise your thing, sometimes you're raising your bar so much, sometimes you are touching to that human possibility level, humanly possible level. Nobody has done before in history. Maybe you are touching that. Then you also have to take your mind support to convince your subconscious mind that you can do that. You're just attempting for that example. For this, what Vishwanath said is a very interesting observation. Sometimes it happens on its own. Now we tell people that if you are calm, cool, composed, relaxed, positive,
Yes.
positive, hopeful, positive, hopeful, go there, perform, be confident and just perform, everything will fall in place. You will enter that flow state, the perfect state we say, the ideal performance perfect state. In that state, you don't know what you are doing. Everything is happening by itself. A big weight can look very light to you. Mind will be very thing. It's like you are floating. Then miracles will happen. That's when world records are created. Maybe one day one of you may say that I didn't even attempt for that weight, but it happened by itself. It is possible to get into the state. There, the mind is very important. If you just go there, just do it. The Nike symbol is there, no?
Yes.
Go and do it without being nervous, without being just calm, fully prepared. I'm just going there. I'm doing it. See now. This slogan is very important. I am not doing these things with my mind. You are allowing. It's not the mind that does these things. It comes from inside. All your movements come from inner part of the brain, not the thinking brain. Thinking mind can't do anything. It can tense you up. It can give you confidence, no doubt. It can give you, yes, that the challenge it will take. But everything happens from inside. If you allow that to happen, we call it allowing it to happen. You should not get in your own way. Your mind should not come in your own way. If you just go there and allow things to happen, you will be surprised that you will create miracles.
Yeah, actually, same happened during my.
Not come in the way of your own performance. You just go there and do it. That's it. Yeah, Pradeep had something.
Actually, yeah, same happened during my last, like one month back. We both were in Coimbatore for nationals. He won overall gold medal, and I won the overall silver medal in different category. Actually, I was getting ready for that event, and I was performing well because after 1 year we are getting ready for the event because of COVID. So there was a big gap. We were practicing well actually, but just before the 15 days for me, I fell sick and I got some infection. So I had to be 2 times. I had to take 2 times this antibiotics. My strength level has gone down. And I had to, till the previous day, I had to take antibiotics. So that day I was not able to get sleep till 3 o'clock. We usually give more than 50% of the preference to the sleep, previous day sleep actually. So that I couldn't sleep. Only 2 hours I slept in that event because early morning 6 o'clock was my event. But as you told, I kept everything simple. I knew that I came for here to perform well. That's it. That was the only motivation to perform well, because as you told, I performed 312 kg. Like last 15 days, I was not able to lift that weight. So I could lift to a 312 kg lift. The same what you have said.
Okay. Very nice, Pradeep. Okay. Now, I think we're coming to the end of the show. Now, I have some questions for you, not me. Some of who have been watching this program have asked a question. Radomir Avantgarde has this question. What is your best and the worst moment in your, as a sportsman, best and worst moments? They're talking about the memorable moments and they're also talking about the worst moments you faced. Any one of you can answer maybe. Best and worst
Vishwa, I
moments.
think, yeah.
Pradeep, you start. I am just thinking. There are so many
Yes,
worst
yes, you
moments.
can
I think
think.
for Vishwa, I know that the worst for Vishwa, it is like that accident only.
Yes.
Because it was near in our Mangalore itself. We were there near the hospital. We were waiting for 2-3 days. Till for 6 days, he was in this coma. Like for that one. For me, especially, okay, the best thing is like when I had gone to Canada for Commonwealth bench press. Actually, see, I was there are 3 lifts. Okay, first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. Actually, in the first attempt only, for me, gold medal was decided. That was the best moment for me. Actually,
Oh, wow.
yes.
Great. So you
Yes.
had 3 chances, but you got it that in the first chance itself.
Yeah, first
Oh,
attempt
fantastic.
only.
Yeah. Always, it will always come to you. Okay.
Yes.
How about Vishwa then? Your best moment.
Sir, one thing was like after coming back from an injury, because there are so many close people, they thought like I'm
Yes.
done. Like because that was an
Okay,
injury,
gone.
it was the worst, and people thought like I'm done.
Yes.
But when I got to know that like it was from a very close circle, so I felt like no, I'm not done. I'm just starting now. That's where exactly I started again, and accident happened. 3-3 2018 accident happened. 7-7 2018 there was a state competition. I broke my own record, which was created
Wow.
2 years back. But before, when I came to here, Bangalore, doctor said like I can lift 2.5 or 5 kg, I can lift. But within 1 month or 2 months of gap, I came up with such a strong mindset. I just wanted to prove myself.
Yes.
And I lifted 305 kg and I broke my own record. I sent the certificate to doctor saying that you told me to lift 2.5 to 5 kg. I added 300 kg extra and thanks to you.
Oof. Okay.
Because
What was his reaction? What was his
No.
reaction?
No, because sir, I always appreciate that negative.
Yeah.
Because whenever they will prick or they will say such a negative thing, we can make it to positive. If in case if I don't work, that will stay as a negative. If I work really hard, that negative also turn into positive.
It will become
That's
your
what
best.
I believe in.
Abdul Kalam has said your last mistake was your best teacher.
True.
All the negatives, adversities, and your worst things in life, they'll become your best teachers. Now,
True,
I
sir.
can tell confidently for you that that accident has made you stronger. Now you are not afraid of anything
No,
because you conquered death.
correct.
This is the most thing you fear. You conquered death and you are not afraid of anything. Isn't it? That's it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the greatest takeaway. Maybe God had a plan for you. And maybe we don't know that incident, what is in store. You are just still 25 right now?
29.
29. How old is Pradeep?
I'm 32, sir.
You're still young. You can still go up to. No, we don't know what is in store. We can always hope for the greatest. We don't know what is in store. Now, we will take another question. Wang Fang. I don't know whether you know him or not. They said turning point in your life. Definitely, Vishwa is, I don't know, that incident may not be your turning point. Maybe there must be some other point. Maybe you can, both of you answer that question. Turning point of the life.
Maybe for me, from employee to employer, that is a turning point. Because like what I loved the most, just because of that, like I just left the job, that too just before the lockdown, Corona. I just left the job and I didn't know what next. But again, I started doing into the like powerlifting gym career. Again, it's a new experience. And I think that is the best option I took in my life, sir.
Fantastic. How about Pradeep?
Yeah, actually, when I was working in a private bank, then that was like to take this powerlifting as a profession. It was a big challenging for me, and to be a professional in this or to achieve in this, I had to quit that job
Mm.
and work as a part-time to give myself 100% here. So that decision actually for 3 to 4 years, that was the worst decision actually, because I had to face a lot of difficulties in the beginning days after quitting that job.
Mm.
But now I realize that that was my changing, life-changing decision, which I have made now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now,
Thank you.
have you both reached your ultimate? Have you both fulfilled your dreams? Is more to come? What do you like to say? Okay. Have you reached the ultimate? There is more to come.
No, sir. If you ask me, I just started. So there is long way to
Wonderful
go.
answer. Okay. Okay. The sky is the limit. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You still have to go fly still high. How about
There's
Pradeep?
so many things.
I think he also has the same answer. Yes. You can't hear me, Pradeep?
Somebody else's voice is.
I know somebody's voice is coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is all right? Okay.
Can you mute that voice?
Okay. Now, okay, we have come to the end of the program. I want to tell both of you and to all your followers and whoever is I'll say no. If you're having issues with their mind, if mind is coming in the way of their performance, they don't know how to handle themselves, how to handle expectations, pressure, competition. Sometimes incidents can bring down their confidence and their motivation, and issues will be there. I'm always whichever city, wherever they are, we can always come online. I can help them. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much.
In their life. Okay, some incident. That is. Okay, that incident is coming in the way. Okay. Also we can help them. And coming to you both.
I think
Sir,
you
I
can
think you
mute that voice, sir.
Okay. Now let me go to the participants list. Okay. Yes, yes. Pradeep, Vishwa.
Yes.
Oh, it is a Savil. No, it is muted.
Still her voice is audible. Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Muted.
Okay, fine.
Okay, muted. Okay. Now, yes. Now, right. Can you hear me, Pradeep?
Yes, sir.
So I can help you. I can train you both of you also how to practice while you are traveling. How to visualize. Okay. How to use that as a opportunity to practice mentally. In fact, you are powerlifting also, and a lot we can do. We only realize only 10 or 20%. Brain has got tremendous capacity, potential. We can use our brain to achieve much more than what we have achieved. And I'm always available to anyone whom you come across, who they need help, psychological help, and not always that coaches will be able to help them, because coaches, they are very technical. They don't know how to in a different way. They don't know how to counsel, and they have not understood the mental aspects of how mind contributes to sports in totality. So that is our specialized job. So anyone needs my help, I'm always available. So
Thank you so much, sir.
thank you very much for coming on the program. I really enjoyed speaking to you both. You spoke very eloquently, came out with so many views, so many ideas, and this will be the recording will go on air, and I will also convert this into an audio recording. Many people will watch and also listen this program. So definitely, you both are a great inspiration to the upcoming powerlifters and weightlifters also, not just powerlifters, the weightlifters. Okay, source of inspiration. So do more, bring laurels to yourself, to the state, and to the country. So
thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for coming on the program. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Okay.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you.